Don Aaron that the shooter entered the school from a side entrance 10:13 this morning, and that's when the 911 call was made. Several shots fired on the first level, on the second level as well, and that's where that 5-person team within the police force engaged with that woman, now that we know is 28 years old, and took her down. We also know that of those 6 people who were killed, 5 of them were taken to the hospital. So those 3 kids and then 2 of the adults all taken to the hospital to be treated. They were pronounced dead there at the hospital. It is such a sad day. One thing that will stick out for me as I think about, what was already, you used the word traumatizing. One of the traumatizing things that I saw, you and I saw together, it was a father who was carrying a child that couldn't have been older than 2 years old, and then holding the hand of his son, couldn't have been older than 4 or 5. And I noticed that he had a calm in his voice. And it reminded me, as parents, when we are in these kinds of situations, we often have to put down what we feel and put first what our children feel. What stuck out to you about that moment when we were coming close to that man?
I think, being a father myself of 2 girls, I could tell while he was walking out, and he was thinking in his mind, how am I going to explain this? How am I going to say this? And I thought of one of the most, kind of troubling images that I've seen is the kids holding hands, walking, from the buses into the church. And we've seen that so often from time to time at school shootings, that's how they usher the kids in and out, especially the little ones. And they don't know. They don't understand what it is, and they're going to find out. And parents like that father that we saw is going to have to explain what happened here today, and especially to little children. And we'll, of course, be offering a lot of resources for parents throughout this day so they can understand. But just really witnessing this, I think, has been, when we were coming here to the scene, I remember thinking, this is where the heartbreak is really going to be seen.
Right, because this is where parents find out
That's right.
who died and who survived.
Right.
And we will see it on their faces as they walk out. But have you noticed, we haven't seen any parents. They literally, they walk into that front entrance of Woodmont Baptist Church. They have a separate exit, but none of the parents that are involved with Covenant, none of them have been exiting. It's really, I think he must have been a Woodmont Baptist